say what needs to be said. Well, we say what needs to be said so you can say what needs to be said. All right, man, we about to have a legendary morning this morning, baby. We got a very special guest. We got our first Hall of Famer to say what needs to be said. We got to talk some football. Cornerback position, receiver position, the quarterback position, what we think of the state of the NFL these days at the cornerback position. You understand? And how are we doing these days? You know what I mean? Say what needs to be said. Champ Bailey coming in the building in a few minutes, and we getting ready, baby. He coming in at 11 o'clock. How everybody doing out there today? I see y'all comments. Drop those comments so we can ask all those questions. Yeah, nice questions. Some good questions. Man, legendary shit about to happen today. Say what needs to be said. Let me tighten up a few things while we waiting. Bring the brother Champ in. Keep thinking of them questions now. Don't forget. All right, looking put together, baby. Yes, sir. Load them questions up. I see you, Lockjaw Jones. I see you, Buster. We're in the building, baby. Yes, sir, man. We got the legendary Champ coming in 2 minutes. We're going to chop it up. We're going to have a good time. Got my water ready. So my throat stay lubricated. You know what I mean? I'm going to get all dry and stuff. How y'all doing? A few people in the building. Mr. Champ Bailey coming on in a minute. Champ Bailey and Deuce here. Y'all drop them 2 4s in the chat when Champ come through, baby. In a few seconds, we finna turn up. We finna talk some football, some knowledge. Over 100 interceptions in the building. Isn't that amazing? Over 100. I don't know how many TDs and stuff. We can get into all that later, man. Yes, sir. You good? I see you, baby. I see you, Buster. You good? Everybody good in the chat? Throw up them 2 4s when he come in, baby. We got a minute left for the Champ Bailey, the legendary Champ himself. What y'all think about these games this weekend? Who you got? What's the big game of the weekend? College, you got Georgia versus Alabama. Got to see what he think about that. The state of Georgia. You got Michael Parsons with the craziness. All right, Champ coming on in. Waiting on Champ, baby. Y'all come in. I see you, Real King. Y'all drop those comments in the chat. Any questions y'all got for me, myself, for the legendary Champ himself? He was drafted to the Washington Redskins, played for the Denver Broncos. Yeah, I think he retired at Denver Broncos. Spent most of his career at the Denver Broncos. Some legendary interceptions the young man had. Myself too. We still young in the mind, mentally. There you go. All right, let's get Champ in here, y'all. We gotta welcome the legendary.
How we doing, bro?
Yo, my brother Champ, how you doing, brother? Peace and blessings to you. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Good. I love this energy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, you got to bring that energy all the time, man. You got to bring it up when it's a little down. If it's a little down, keep it up, baby, you know? How you doing?
Yes,
you in Georgia these days?
Yeah, Atlanta's home. Been here about 10 years now. Kind of moved here right after I retired. So, yeah, I've been grounded here for a little bit.
Okay, kind of moved back. You went to your high school. The name of your high school was Charleston?
Charlton County, South Georgia.
County. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a little outside of Atlanta, or?
No. I'm actually near Jacksonville, Florida.
Wow.
I'm on the border. So South Georgia, North Florida is one and the same. So
yeah, they're real close together. They're real close together. They're real close together. So life been pretty cool after football, right? What's it been, 11, 12 years?
Shit, it's been 10.
10,
right at 10.
right?
I retired 2014. 2013 was my last season.
Right.
2014 was when I officially hung up the cleats. But
For sure.
yeah, man, it's been cool, just trying to learn how to adjust and figure out what's next. It's just been a constant evolution of trying to figure out what the hell I want to do.
Right. What you want to do, what's next, what moves you want to make and things like that. And people don't understand, man, the adjusting to life after football is not an easy thing. People think, you have all this money and assets and you just been living the life. It's like, no, man, this is very trying time for us. We used to playing football every day. We used to being aggressive. We used to having a routine. You know what I mean? We got to figure this stuff out now. So we out here just like y'all, man, enjoying life, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. You got to think of it. We had structure, and that structure was built by somebody else, really.
Exactly.
Right? Like football dictated when we worked out, everything. So, when you don't have that structure, now you got to figure out how you keep yourself in shape, figure out something else to do. Then you got all the blood work. You got to do everything. Blood work matching
up.
Like physicals. Like you don't even think, dog, I went about 3-4 years without getting a physical because it just, like, I don't know. Dog, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. It's just little stuff like that just fall through the cracks, man.
Bro, my first year out of the NFL, my wife, she's like, all right, we got to go to the doctor. And I'm like, okay. I tell her, we got to go to Dr. Bunny. Dr. Bunny is my pediatrician I've been using since elementary school. She's like, no, we got to get you a primary doctor. I'm like, what is the NFL? Man, I go to the doctor and I'm all messed up. They ain't even telling me the exact things wrong with me. They just want us to play football. So, it's important to learn to take care of ourselves.
It's a different mindset for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get into the thing. So you might not have realized, man, I came out of high school in 1999. I was on a visit to your school, University of Georgia, when I think you was receiving the Jim Thorpe Award. I think it was like 1999, an all-black affair. Do you remember anything like that?
Oh, I didn't win the Jim Thorpe, but
you didn't win it. But it was some
went,
type of award, or you was.
It had to be 98.
98.
Right before, right? I mean,
January, because I go to visits. Well, maybe it's December, January.
If it was anything, it was either if it was black tie or something, it was Walter Camp.
It was all black affair, man. Quincy Carter was there.
Damn, oh man, I don't even remember.
I was on a recruiting trip. So yeah, I know I'm taking you way back.
You know what? Yeah, it was a school awards though. I believe.
That's what it
was.
It
had to be something associated with school. If Quincy was there.
Yeah, something was going on. But to me, I'm a big fan. I'm barely getting scholarships, so I'm here at the University of Georgia. All this stuff is superior to me. All black affair champ. That's Champ Bailey right there. Like, whoa, look at the cleats he wear. Could I get let me get a pair of them speed tees or something. You know what I mean? So that was inspiring to me, man. So Georgia in my mind is always superior, the top of the top, because that was like my only visit. But the things I saw, it really opened up my eyes to what college, you know what I mean?
So why you didn't go?
Man, look, man, I wasn't no 5-star, I wasn't no 4-star, I wasn't no 3-star. I was I don't know if you remember the name, the running back coach. It was Coach Perry. Yeah, he was like, he was doing me a favor. He was just really bringing me up. They didn't offer me a scholarship. I would have signed right there.
No question. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? But God working mysterious ways, because I'm gonna tell you, who was the other cornerback on the other side of you? He was from Jacksonville.
I think he was Jeff Harris.
This round. Huh?
Jeff Harris.
And he's from Jacksonville, right?
Yep, from Jacksonville.
I never forget. He was we was on the sideline. I'm watching practice, and he was like, yeah, man, you think about coming? He's like, where you from? I was like, Florida. And he's small talk. He was like, man, look, if you from Florida, go to Florida, man. These Georgia boys, these Georgia schools, they don't care about you Florida boys, man. You better stay in Florida where Florida at, because Georgia, they ain't gonna treat you right. They're gonna treat the Georgia people better than you and stuff like that. So,
you know what? He was right back then. Yeah. But nowadays, you just got a ball. I don't care where you from.
Where you from? And I want to say that too. Exactly, he was right back then, because I pay attention. You guys, Georgia didn't really recruit heavy in South Florida, even though we had a bunch of talent. You know what I mean? Y'all wasn't recruiting heavy down there, so it kind of seemed like, yeah, they all about the Georgia players. And
we didn't recruit the best of the best, and you know, one thing crazy about it is we didn't get the best of the best in the state at the time. But now, you know, we recruit everywhere. We get the best of the best in the state. You know how it is, man. You're not winning championships. You ain't got the best players. Period.
Yeah, period. Okay, how good you think you could coach?
Hell nah. That shit it don't work like that. It just don't. It don't work like that. But Kirby done changed the culture around here and raised the level of expectations like it should have been.
Right. All right, so let's get into a little football. All right, playing cornerback. What's your favorite technique? You like playing off or press technique? What's your favorite like?
I like both. And for different reasons. I like playing off because I could see the ball. I could see more. And I think when I was at the height of my career, I was playing a lot of off because I see everything. I mean, jumping stuff. Right. You know, and if you don't see the ball, you can't catch it.
You can't get it.
You know, but bump, you know, it take a special individual to get up in somebody's face and stay toe to toe with them.
And stay there all day long, right?
Yeah, man.
Because like you say, you playing blind.
Yeah, man.
And it's like, what am I doing? Is he throwing the ball or is he not? But like you say, I think playing off is so underrated because they don't know how to do it. You have to have the right technique and skills to be able to play off. Other than that, you're just giving up a bunch of short routes. You know what I mean?
And discipline.
And discipline.
So my son is in 9th grade right now. And I don't teach bump and run at all. Like, we don't spend no time on it. The only time we play bump and run is when we in 2-man. And I'm like, even then, I want you to catch it. You know, like only reason is because I'm like, man, you're not playing against Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. Like, these boys, they just throwing up prayers.
Who's the best athlete?
If you see it, you probably gonna catch it. So now our corners got 5 picks in 5 games and 1 touchdown. I'm like, nobody else around high school football can say they making plays like this because they don't see the ball. I see kids just lining up inside, caught with the back turned to the quarterback all the time. I'm like, you're never gonna make plays.
And just the way you line up, like you said, and then like you said, high school. Why do you have the man up in his face, rah, rah, oh, you can't get off the line? What is that doing in high school? Like you said, there isn't no Peyton Manning. There isn't no Tom Brady. Sit back there, see what pressure is coming. Go find the ball and let your athletes go make the play.
Top-down mentality. Look, we're gonna stay on top of everybody. We can get on no deep balls. But when y'all see something, y'all feel it, they gonna throw you one. Like, you gonna jump one or they gonna overthrow something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, and then what's crazy is you see so many examples of Steve, you was in position. That would have been a pick. You know, trust me, he ain't throwing because you behind him. He throwing because that's the only thing he could do. Yeah. He's limited.
You know, look at his accuracy, you know.
Yeah, the tape don't lie, man. It's nothing's changed as far as, man, these kids have so much information. They don't know what to believe, what to buy into. When really, man, just look at what the opposition is doing and then play accordingly. You want to make plays? You got to see the ball, bro.
I'm so happy you say that and justify that, because I think, you know, and I know the game is about marketing and media and stuff like that, and they got to hype things up. But you know, they put a lot into this press coverage, and man, and if you go simply and look at the stats and compare interceptions when you're in press man, and you compare interceptions to when you're off man, everybody's getting interceptions when they're off. You know what I mean? You're barely going to get some interceptions in press. And I'm sure the completion percentage and things like that for the people that can play off the correct way is pretty much no difference. You know what I mean? And things like that. But it's like when they off and they complete a short pass 5 yards, oh, the quarterback is playing too soft, and it discourages everybody from being able to try to learn.
Coaches do that too. Like, they tell the kid, man, get up on him. Get up. Like, I'm like, did they score on that drive? They got 5-6 yard completion. Did they score? Like, they score when they make big plays. Like, dude, stop worrying about stuff that don't hurt you. Like, so what? They catch a little 10-yard out. Like, we're going to tackle the shit out of them, make them feel us, They don't like that anyway. So when you pounding on somebody, man, it's like body blows for a boxer.
Yeah.
Like just keep pounding on. Trust me, quarterback gonna throw you one. Just
Yeah.
be ready to catch it.
Overcoaching. That's what they be doing. Overcoaching, yelling at everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
they worry about the little stuff, man.
Yeah, it looks like the older coaches and things like that are pretty much kind of washing out of the league, and you got the newer, younger guys coming. So things are changing. You know, little things like that. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, no doubt. The game got to evolve, though.
Game got to evolve. All right, so 2006, you led the league in interceptions in 2006, and I led the league in interceptions in 2006. That was a crazy season, right? But I came out of nowhere because I wasn't supposed to be on the field. I was supposed to be benched. I came out of nowhere. So what was one of your favorite moments or interceptions of that season?
That season?
Yeah, if you remember.
You know, probably the last one because I took it to the crib. But what's crazy?
I remember, dog. Let me tell you, that was. Go ahead. Let me cut you off.
No. I want you to tell me what you remember about it. You know, and I'll give you my story on it.
I'm the little dog trying to get up there with the big dog, which is you at the time. You know what I mean? You got the whole, you got the NFL in the chokehold at cornerback. I'm just trying to make a name for myself. So I'm gonna tell you exactly how I remember, right? And of course it goes back to way before this, but you were leading up to like week 15. You had number 9. You had 9 interceptions. So you probably not even thinking about leading. You probably like, I'm gonna be the leader, whatever. You know what I mean? And I got 8. I'm sitting at 8 at week 15. And then we're playing against the Titans and you playing against the 49ers, right? So boom, our game started. I get an interception. I got 9 interceptions. This is live in the game, right? I get 9 interceptions. So boom, I'm like, okay, I'm tired. Boom. I get the game-winning interception. Then I run to the sideline. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, yes, finally. Thank you, God. I'm the leading interception. I got the most interceptions in the league. Yes. And I go to the sideline, and the trainer is like, nah, man, champ, got another one. I wanted to punch him in the face. I was like, you're lying to me. Like, what are you talking about? There's no way he did. Bro, I remember the play. It came, and like you said, you took it to the house. It came up. Y'all was playing the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep. You know what's funny, dog? What's funny is I was never worried about you because I was like, oh, he's just now making a name for himself. Exactly. I had 8 picks the year before. So I'm like, okay, I'm on everybody's radar. Been to the Pro Bowl several times. So I'm like, okay, I'm not worried about him. Because what I was trying to do at the time, I was trying to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
But that game was so big because if we won, we would have gotten the playoffs. If we lost, we were out.
Right.
So I caught that pick. It was bittersweet because I caught it and I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is my ride to glory. But what happened, and I think this is what cost me the Defensive Player of the Year that year, is we missed the playoffs. We ended up losing that game and getting put out the playoffs.
Right.
So for me, it was like, damn. And then I'm like, we ain't in the playoffs. Ain't no way nobody gonna remember me. You know, because I think Jason Taylor ended up winning it that year. And he didn't have a crazy sack year. I think he had 2 tubs or something, like off interceptions. It was something crazy that he was doing. But I mean, he deserved it. I deserved it. I think that was also the year Merriman was up. But he got in all that trouble. We won't go there. But and I think that cost him. But we all had great years, man. It was just one of them years, man. I'm like, damn, 18 in 2 years. Like, it just don't happen.
Just don't happen.
Not back to back.
They got to respect that. It is like, especially like you're saying, as a cornerback, when a cornerback is that productive, despite what everybody else doing on defense, this is a cornerback position. I don't know if you agree with me. This is the hardest position on the field.
Oh, I do.
Do what we're doing at that magnitude is not being done no more, obviously. So to not do that is devastating to the cornerback family. You know what I mean? I feel like they wanted to give it to you so bad, but maybe bigger names of politics and stuff got in the way, because I don't know if you heard or even saw it, but when I went to the playoffs, and I think the playoffs did kind of mess you up. When I went to the playoffs, we played against Peyton Manning, and I made my first interception to get Peyton Manning. You know, they're trying to say whatever. It's like, I don't know if this is Champ Bailey out here or not. Who is this? Is this Champ Bailey? You know. I like, boy, you had that NFL in a chokehold for real, boy.
I tried to keep it as long as I could, man. I promise you, because that's just my competitive nature to want to be the best, right?
Yeah.
And I took pride in how I practiced, how I prepared. Just being dependable. I didn't miss a game to my 6th year.
Man.
So I was always trying to just be the best, dog. That's really what it boiled down to, and that's why I always stayed amongst the best. Even when I had a bad game, it didn't matter. Like there's gonna be a good outcome to this somehow. I'm gonna either step up the next game, next couple weeks. So I just never let a bad game get to me, because I knew I knew I was one of the best. I had the traits to be one of the best. So it was like, just got to go perform, dog. That's it.
Hey, cornerback, you got to have short memory, man. You have to forget that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it don't matter what happened before, boy, because they could do it again on your ass. You ain't ready.
Do it again. If you ain't ready, boy, it happen again and again and again, boy. You get more embarrassed and more embarrassed.
Yes, sir. And I did not want to be victim for that.
Right. You said something that hit home really right in the heart, right? So you said you had 8 picks the year before, then 10 picks the following year, right? 18 picks, that's crazy. But you said I had 8 picks or 9 picks, but I hadn't made a name for myself. And I didn't know anything about that. I didn't understand none of that. I got 10 picks, however many touchdowns, however many pass breakups. I'm in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm in the Pro Bowl. There's no way around it. I'm the leader. I'm right here with Champ.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl comes. I'm on my way to the airport. I'll never forget this day. I'm riding with my agent and the family. He's like, Pro Bowl's out. No, you didn't make it. And that's when I started learning the politics and stuff like that. I'm like, how didn't I make the Pro Bowl? But the following year, easy. I'm going to be in there. You know what I mean? Following year, I'm in the Pro Bowl. I got like 6, 7 interceptions, but they put me in there. And that's the fun. That was going to lead me to another subject. Now, my first Pro Bowl, I think it was 2007. I don't know how we put in years, but you was there. And this is my first time, I think, officially meeting you, right? And we were both starters to be on the field, right? Play cornerback. And then we have our first practice and you got to huddle up and things like that. Meanwhile, y'all understand, Champ is a vet. He's been to Pro Bowl 5, 6, 7 times, 12, 13, 15 out of his career. Wow. So we get there to the Pro Bowl. Now we in the huddle. I done established, I just play left corner. I don't even want to go to the right no more. I'm tired of the right. I just want to play left. You mostly play left. You follow sometime, but left is where the ball is going. The quarterback is going to the right side. So it's like, I'm like, dang, I've been going through this since college. Like me and another cornerback running on the field together saying this my side and all this. And I'm like, oh man, how is this gonna play out? Like, I'm quiet. You understood the rules. We broke the huddle. You was like, we kind of start walking that way. He was like, no, bro, it's all you. You the starter. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So you understood the rule. And a lot of people may not understand that and go through what we went through. You gave all due respect. You had respect. You was cool. You was like, bro, that's your side. I was the #1 corner pick that year, right?
Yeah.
I
mean, it's more of a welcome. Like I could have been asshole and big time,
and I would have respected it.
And I know. But what I always want corners to feel like they could come to me, especially you younger than me. I remember a couple years after that, Revis was in the Pro Bowl, and I was there. And Revis, he was kind of like you, like I'm just gonna feed off what these guys do. Right. And I was at the point in my career where I didn't want to play a lot of snaps in the Pro Bowl. So towards the end of the game, he ended up playing most of the snaps, and it was just, I'm done. Like I'm 10 plus years in at this point. Like ain't no way in hell I'm about to go out here and play all these snaps. I'm probably been drinking all week anyway. chilling, chilling a little harder than normal. Probably not as in shape as I normally am.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just the timing of it. I think when I was there with you, there was no doubt I could handle the workload. I could do everything. But but that mindset was, and even with Revis, it was just, I'm here. I'll tell you whatever you need to know. We could talk about whatever. Like because dog, we all got the same battles, but we can play against each other, but at the same time, dog, we all family. And I was telling somebody, I did an interview a while back, and I was talking about Willie Brown, right? And I think he was still there at the time when he would pull us to the side, just kind of have a little moment with the DBs and things like that. And those guys are who I learned from, like him, Darrell Green. I came into the league and had somebody like that. I know you came into the league and had Ty Law. So think about what that meant. You probably don't even know it at the time, how much that means to your career and development until you don't have it. And then you look at other kids around the league, like they come in and they don't really have somebody to teach them, kind of show them the ropes, tell them the good from the bad and whatever. You're like always your own person. Yeah.
Or like you said earlier, I'm just going to say these fake teachers, these people that acting like they know what they're doing and making a big scene about they got great marketing and they don't know the foundation of teaching cornerback, and they just telling you what they learned and just messing everything up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And for me, like, there's really no book on how to do it. Like, everybody gonna do it a little different. There's some things that carry over between every athlete, but at the end of the day, man, you got to make it your own.
Yeah.
Like, I never forget, like, a couple times these kids be like, man, what did I do wrong? Because somebody caught the ball on. I'm like, man, I can't teach you that now. You got to go fight.
It's gonna happen.
You got that ball go up. You either treat it like it's yours or they gonna catch it on you. Like it's one or the other. So you got to make your mind up. Like I'm gonna try to get you in the best position. After that, man, the fight is yours, bro. Like that's where you separate yourself and determine who you gonna be as an athlete at the end of the play. So
you got to be around Willie Brown, R.I.P. Willie Brown, man. I wish I'd have got to meet him, man. His family. Shout out to
so he wasn't doing it at that time, then. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't doing it at that time.
It was early in my career.
When I finally broke the record, which was his record, right? The interception for touchdowns in the playoffs. That's when I recognized who he was, and I think he was at Oakland Raiders and stuff. And I got a lot of energy, so I'd be talking. I was like, I want to meet him though. I'm talking about the record, and I was like, dang. And man, he passed away, man. But R.I.P. Willie Brown, man. Had a great career. You know what I mean? Lived a great life, man. Shout out to Willie Brown, man.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Good dude.
So now, so how do you feel about cornerbacks these days? After you, with half the production you have, right? But still being recognized as one of the best or receiving the same accolades you accomplished. How do you feel about that? Because production to me is all is it about? You know?
Yeah, so, it's all about production. And I think you gotta be honest about what is production in your mind, right? It ain't, just playing every snap. It ain't simply just matching up.
Right.
It's really making plays, really taking the ball away. And I feel like the art of turnovers is kind of different now. Now there's a few guys that around the league I see punch the ball out, like Fred Warner. This is not even a cornerback.
Oh man, Fred Warner, don't even put him in the category.
Right? He just got this knack. And I was always jealous of Peanut Tillman because he was so good at it.
Yeah. And you pride yourself in tackling. Pride yourself in tackling.
Yeah, I did. I see, but when you pride yourself in tackling, you worried about tackling.
Right.
But when you pride yourself in taking the ball away, you got to, if you go back and watch his plays, even Dre Block, you watch they would sacrifice their body a lot just to go get the ball. And what I mean is they come in, somebody's on them, running their ass over, but they punching at the ball. Because when people are vulnerable when they're going down.
Right.
That ball get loose from your chest. So now it gives you opportunities. And they was real good at it. But it's a mindset of how you approach tackling and how you approach getting your ass run over. because you gonna sacrifice your body.
Right.
So I was always jealous of that part, but I was also pleased with the way I tackled. Right. So I always wanted to be complete and not miss tackles, and definitely didn't want to get run over. So that's where I kind of hung my hat on that. But when it come to picks, like it just it's kind of a dying art of the game. Like I just don't see it in bundles like I used to. Like I saw the guy from Dallas having, double-digit picks the other year. But
he got to do it again and again.
Exactly.
And again,
where's he been since? So it's, for me, there's gonna be guys that get lucky like that. I wouldn't say he got lucky. He balled. I give him his props. But that ball bounce your way, you got to catch it too. So you can't be dropping a lot. But the game has changed. I do like Pat Surtain. I love his game because he's a technician.
Yeah.
But again, like he's probably not gonna get a lot of picks.
Yeah.
Because he's constantly in bump and run. Right?
Bump and run. And that's the thing too. Like he's constantly in bump and run, and he may think that's his best technique. And it might be because he doesn't practice so much off. But when he plays off technique, he has great technique. But if he gets beat one time, here it goes. The coach, oh no, you can't do that no more. Get up in his face, this and this and that. And like, you know what I mean? You
3rd and 6, get up there.
Get up
there.
Yeah. But
and it kind of gets you out of your game. And I feel like he's still young mentally, right? Because I didn't start really playing off until 5th, 6th, 7th year. Like that's when I really bought into it, because I was comfortable with who I was. I had a hamstring injury that limited me from fighting with guys at the line, so it really pushed me back. So just, man, it's a mindset, and I really dictated when I would match up for the most part in the prime of my career. Like, I want that guy, or they'll just say it because they know I want it. So, it's just some of those things are understood. And I feel like he'll get that say and that power as he gets older. But, he's balling right now.
You're making some great points too. And it's crazy. It's funny that we go through the same things, but I'm more vocal with mine. So you might hear my stories more. And it's like you say, you dictated your career. I dictated my career. When I first got to the Patriots, it was matchup, press, man to man, tie matchup, I match up, everybody matching up. So people don't know I matched up. When I matched up against Plaxico Burress in the 2004 AFC Championship, locked them down. I dropped like 4 interceptions, but I'm matched up, right? And we playing press. But I'm saying to myself, because coaches going on TV and explaining how many interceptions I'm getting in practice and preseason, in training camp and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, coach, I'm getting all these interceptions in practice, but I'm not getting them in the game. I have to play like this. I can't play.
So you're telling me you was doing one thing in practice and another thing in the game?
Yes. It's like, I don't know. It's like you just go through the plays in practice, like play this, play that. The game time, here goes the game time. This is how we playing against them on defense. Man-to-man matchup. But let me take that back. That's mainly training camp. Like I'm saying, training camp. So training camp, you're just playing whatever position and whatever coverage and things like that. So I'm getting tons of picks in training camp. But it comes during the season, you got the game plan. So you got to stick to the game plan, press and this and that. But I'm like, coach, blah, blah, blah. I have so many picks in training camp. Let me play my way. So like you said, it's a good thing you understand that, because sometimes you have to do that. Everywhere I went after that, the Patriots, I had to deal with it. New England, Philly, Atlanta. Everybody go press. No, not pressing. I'm not pressing. Only on 3rd down and short when I want to press. I'm gonna press when I want to press. You know what I mean? So
that's how it works, man. You gotta dictate how you play, man, and do what's comfortable, dog. There's no book on this stuff. Like,
there's no book.
Please, there's only a few of us born to do it. So let us show you how it's done, basically.
And then it goes deeper than that, right? Because I'm not trying to take no shots at nobody and things like that, right? But if you got a coach and your coach didn't get the ball, how can he teach you to get the ball? That's just common sense to me. Maybe he learned something along the way or something like that. But him as a player, if he played that way, how can he teach you to play a different way? I'm just saying that, that's just logical.
Yeah, humble coaches will admit, like, I can't teach you everything. Like, I actually had a couple coaches that didn't teach me no technique. Fortunate enough for me, man, I got taught a lot my first 3 years, like a lot.
You had
and
Darrent Green?
I had Darrent Green. Now, different body type. So he just watched me for like a week or two. And then he started teaching me because he knew I wasn't going to be like him. He knew we 2 different body types.
Right.
But he respected my game enough, and he understood, like, man, we're not going to be the same. Darrent Green wouldn't put his hands on nobody. But he taught me how to, get my hands on people or stay on top, play down, top down, just all that little stuff that a big corner or a certain coach couldn't teach me that. Like, it had to come from him.
Yeah.
And then the next year I saw Dion up close and personal, like on a daily basis.
The later Dion, the latter Dion, but you got
yeah.
Right?
But it's the conversations and what he's really doing at the line of scrimmage. People see him in that motorcycle stance and they think that's more of an intimidation factor.
Right.
He always come back to being square. So it was learning that. So when I come off of that, this is the part of the year my career I regret. Is Marty Schottenheimer's my coach my 3rd year. And he was teaching us to read the 3-step. Play about 9-10 yards off, read the 3-step. I didn't buy into it. Because I just learned how to bump and run. Yeah, dog. I just didn't. I didn't buy into it. So my mindset was, man, I just had Ron Meeks, who was all about bump and run, staying square. He was a technician of a coach, right? And then I had Dion too, and then I had Darrent. So it was always, I'm gonna do what these boys been teaching me. But when he was teaching that 3-step, read the 3-step, I'm sitting there like, nah, this ain't my game. I gotta go get my hands on him. I'm just a little arrogant and cocky at this point about who I was.
Yeah.
but one thing he would say is, one thing I did in practice would get my hands on a lot of balls. So he left me alone. He was like, man, you touch the ball. Every time a ball comes at your way, you touching it. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's just what I do. Whatever. Yeah. Fast forward a couple years later, I hurt my hamstring. And I remember we had a coach that was teaching more off. It was Bob Slowick. He was teaching more off. I mean, I had Dominic Foxworth on the team at the time. He was playing off a lot. And what was crazy is when I hurt my hamstring, I couldn't fight with guys. So that's when I really started buying into it. But when I was reading the 3-step, I wasn't doing it from 10 yards. I was sitting at more 6, 7, but I was already open. Like I had an open stance and I would just look at the quarterback and I would move back at the snap. But if he did anything, I'm freezing and my eyes go back but I could feel the receiver as I'm looking at the quarterback. Right. So it was more of a, man, like I was fast as shit. Right. I was quick. So I had all the tools and I was in the prime of my career, probably the strongest part of my career physically. So you take that with the experience and the mindset and playing off, shit, 8, 10 picks, right? That's exactly what resulted from me being able to see the ball.
Right.
Period.
Right. Wow, man, that's some good stuff, man. Good to hear that, man. And geez, I see our journeys are kind of similar, but different paths, right? So I had the blessings. I didn't learn nothing in the NFL. You got to think about it. I come to New England. He makes Eric Mangini the defensive back coach. You know who Eric Mangini is, who was the head coach of the Jets and stuff. So this is my first defensive back coach. You know what I mean? I only thing I can see is Ty. Ty don't really practice that much. He's in his 10th, 11th year. He waiting for the money. He having to track contract disputes and stuff like that. But I was blessed to have a Gene Chizik. He won a championship with Auburn.
Yep.
Listen, he had learned the technique from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at this time. And he came back every day. We had to do back pedal, 3-step drop, not moving your arms when you back pedal, 3-step, 5-step every day. And if we didn't do the technique right, he filmed it every day. He would cuss us out. You would be in trouble for that. So he instilled that technique and it became just a rhythm, just a part of me.
Right.
So when I got to the NFL, nobody understood what I was doing or could teach me what I was doing. So they would just say, he's sitting on routes or no, you can't do that. And and things like that. So until I got to Atlanta, it was a coach named Tim. I can't remember his last name, but he was like, do your thing. I see you got it. Like, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. Everybody else was just kind of trying to punch and take away from what I was doing because nobody understood, like you said, because it's not really a book for it. But there is some technical right ways. And like you're saying, if you're not reading the 3-step, if you're not starting off with your eyes on a quarterback, then after the 3-step, get your eyes back to the receiver, you know. There are some technical things. So yeah, man, that's crazy to hear that you didn't get no teaching until you got to watch the Redskins. So what was college like?
No, dog. It was just so I love hey, let me start by this. let me set this up like this. So I love my coach. Greg Williams was my DB coach when I got to college. Now, he used to teach us the shuffle technique. Well, it's kind of like what I was doing later when I got all the picks.
Yeah.
But of course, the way he taught it, it didn't resonate with me. He would also teach bump and run where you only use one hand. You only stab with your offhand, right? Like if I ever put 2 hands on somebody,
you're in trouble.
I was really the only one doing it. Because but it worked. Hey, you gotta think, I'm strong, I'm quick, I'm fast. Like, why would I just use one hand when I could use 2 and not be at risk of getting beat, right? So for me, I would do things that was a little better than what he was teaching, but I still never really got taught how to play the game until I got with Darrell Green.
Yes.
Like, we had our own sessions. Like, coach would be like, y'all go over there, Darrell teaching whatever, and then we would just talk football, and he would tell me about what, techniques. And what I learned from him is, if I can't touch you, I'm gonna make sure. Even he would teach this technique where you got inside, but you playing from outside. It was more like they don't know which way you're coming from. They don't know if you're gonna go over or go under, but it was just little stuff like that only somebody like him could teach me.
Right. That you will receive receive it also.
Exactly. So and as a student, a good coach from a bad coach. When a coach just knows X's and O's and one knows technique. Like you pick up on those things right away. Because one thing about corner, man, a lot of cats just don't learn for a long time. They just being athletes. Being great athletes.
Yeah.
And see, and that's I mean kind of off subject, but that's what I see from Travis Hunter right now out in Colorado. Great receiver. But I feel like he's getting so much work at receiver because of who his quarterback is. And he has that demand, that leadership, like, we're going to go run these routes.
Right.
So for a lot of people, they look at that and, they look at him play corner. Oh, he's making plays. He got picked. He got forced a fumble. Like, I still think he'll be a better corner because he hasn't really put the time in to really learn, like, what he's best at. I watch him. He makes plays. And I'm like, oh, he's just being a great athlete.
That's it.
I don't care if he got Prime, but Prime's a head coach.
Yes.
How much time does he really like get to like just work with him time in, time out? And I think over time he'll start putting more time in and concentrating on it. That's why I'm interested to see what he wants to play. Now, a lot of people say he can play both. It's unlikely because I don't think a coach would allow it. I think he could, but obviously it's risky.
Right.
I just want to see him get paid, So at the end of the day, he play what he want, but he is such a superior athlete. If he learned how to play corner, my God, like really learn.
Since we on that subject, let's stick to that subject. Like you say, Travis Hunter, he is amazing. He's doing things that we never seen before on the football field, right?
No doubt.
But you have an experience playing both sides of the ball, some in college, a little bit in NFL, right? How do you think he is able to do this on the next level and with these many reps and plays on both sides of the ball? Do you think he'll be able to carry this on to the NFL?
I think to some extent he could. It just it's going to be timing. Like what coach is he with? You know, how healthy is he? The desire to want to do it. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. Now, if everything aligns right, can he physically do it? Yeah, I believe he could do it.
Yeah,
to
that's
some
my
degree,
question.
but
Can he physically do it? 50 downs on offense and 50 downs on defense.
It's risky, dog. I mean, I have to be honest. It's just risky. And it's like, okay, the reason I stopped lobbying to play offense, and I lobbied to play offense all the way up to my 6th year in the league. Like I realized like that doesn't put any more money in my bank account. Like this does nothing but put me at risk.
That's it.
So then I start weighing the risk with the reward. I'm like, well, there's really no reward other than I'm gonna be tired as hell. Well, the reward is I'm gonna either play good and be tired as hell and sacrifice some on D. Like it's too much. I'm like, nah, man, I'm done with it. No more punt returning. No more receiver. I don't care. Like I'm just a cornerback, and that's it. That's how I'm gonna feed mine. So I'm gonna just
you dictated that.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to pull back. You know, it's hard to get them to let you do it. You know, because Marty Schottenheimer was like, if you lose one iota on defense, you will never be even thought of on offense. Guess how many offensive plays I played that year? None. maybe one. I'm gonna say one. Maybe 1 or 2 plays. That dude, he didn't like it because he was a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
And I'm always at a mindset too of you don't sacrifice defense for offense. Like
for sure.
You got to get stops, bro. And you put the best over there to get the stops.
Yeah, I think with Travis Hunter, man, I think it's going to end up being a cornerback. He'll be the first player that's a two-way player that just goes straight to receiver, if I can remember correctly. But the one thing I'm scared of at the receiver position, if you look, like you say, look at his body type and stuff like that, he's kind of like a Deshaun Jackson and stuff. Now, I was worried about a Deshaun Jackson, but that's a tough. He was tough as nails. He's put together well. He stayed healthy. And it very rarely hurt.
And you see Devontae Smith, he's a frail guy.
He's a frail guy.
He's in there balling, like you know what I mean. So
he's in there balling. So you know, if he could go out, if he could stay healthy and withstand all those tackles and stuff like that, man, it's going to be something special to see. And the other thing that's helping him out is, of course, he has Dion. I don't think any other coach would allow this as much.
Oh no,
right.
This
so shout
much
out to Dion.
No, and see that's what I mean. By the time everything got to line up.
Yes,
like,
sir.
Why would somebody draft him if they need a corner and then put him at receiver?
Right.
I'm talking about full time. Now, obviously you can get some plays for him, but full time, and we drafted you as a corner. I don't know many coaches or organizations going to take that risk with a high price player, right? So,
and then how many teams? Your team is going to always need a corner. Like a corner going to get hurt. He's going to always need a corner. So he's going to always be looking at him like, hey, come over here and play some corner. We need you a couple plays. So it's going to be hard.
There wasn't a season I played that we didn't need corners.
Exactly.
Like corners would always come in late in the season.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just inevitable, man.
Yeah. All right. So we got to answer a few questions from the chat, man, and get into it a little bit. So we're going to have a little fun, man.
Right,
101-yard interception for a touchdown, or was it a touchdown? I don't remember, man. But it was against us, man. It was against us, man. You're running down the sideline. You hitting and stroking. I'm like, you running and stroking. And then somebody come out of nowhere, a damn tight end. My question about this whole situation, because I know you ran track, or I'm assuming you ran track. I never ran track. My daughters are track stars. I had to learn track, self-taught.
Yeah, I ran track.
And the only thing I can think of is you wasn't running the 400 meter that much, and Ben Watson was a 400 meter runner for him to have that endurance to come and get you. You tell me what that was all about.
So let me say it this way. So Ben Watson, obviously a dog. You know, I gotta give him props. You know, that's what we do. We make plays. You got it. So long drive. We get down in the red zone, or y'all get down in the red zone. And I don't know if you remember, we used to run these all-out blitz looks. We would look like we're coming and then drop out. Sometimes we would come. So it was like 50-50. You could never tell what we were going to do. So what happened early in the game is I think it was Troy Brown and might have been Deion Branch.
David
Givens, one of them. One of them was they kept doing these little crossing routes. They kept, picking us, and I was like, man, we're gonna start passing this shit off. So me and Darrent Williams, we passed it off one time. And it just worked. So Nick Ferguson, he's coming from the right, or the defense right, Brady left.
Y'all just gotta try it sometime in.
and flushed Brady out. And when he threw it, I was surprised. I was like, oh shit. Right. So I caught it. Now you gotta remember this is a long drive. So I'm up the sideline. I'm humping. Kevin Falk come clip me. So I had to get through there. Oh goddamn. So I'm humping. Man, I was dead. About the 20 to the goal line, I was done. So I'm just trying to get there. I'm thinking I'm good. When I look back at the tape, Nick Ferguson, he done turned. Now he was the one that forced the interception. He done turned back towards behind me and didn't look to who was coming across the field. Here come Ben Watson out of nowhere.
Okay.
So at that very moment, I'm dead tired. I'm laying about 10 yards back because he done knocked me from the goal line all the way to the back of the end zone, out of bounds. So all I'm doing is laying there dead tired thinking, damn, did that ball go out the back of the end zone? Right. I'm like, dog, I done ran all the way down here and fumbled this ball. Dog, that's the only thing I was thinking about is that ball went out the back of the end zone. I'm like, man, this is going to be a blooper. I mean, everything went through my mind at that point. Get to the sideline. They could not prove that ball went out the back of the end zone because you got to think the officials are not in position to really see. Mm-hmm. And if you think about that back then, I'm sure we didn't have enough cameras.
Right.
They reviewed it, but they didn't have enough angles to really see. Now they got cameras on the pylons now. So they can see everything. So fortunate enough for me, dog, that was the longest interception in the history of the playoffs that didn't score a touchdown.
Making the records, baby. Hey, one way or another, we making them, baby. We making them.
Damn right. Well, we making records left and right. It ain't always what you want, but we'll take it.
And then the other thing y'all don't understand, y'all just look at the aftermath. Like you said, cornerback, we're already going backwards. We already done ran this way. Then he threw the ball. Now we done caught it. So we just ran a route.
Yeah, man.
Now we about to run so we already dead. Don't ever think Ben Watson could beat Champ. Don't ever think that. Like,
no, it's not like that. I think anybody who knows football know better that he can't run toe to toe with me. But if I'm dead tired and he's wide open, he can get me every time.
With the ball in your hand.
With the ball in my hand. And he had a great angle, but just where he came from was what impressed me the most. I'm like,
that was impressive.
Damn, man, you couldn't just trip or something for a dog. Like,
bro, I'm his teammate. I never seen him run like that. I never seen that. So I'm like, everybody's shocked. Like, whoa.
That was unreal.
Drafted. That was unreal.
Unreal, bro.
Shout out to Ben Watson, man. Ben the man. Good brother.
Yeah, one of the good guys.
There. So the chat also want to know, man. They want to know one of your best, great, funniest Darrent Williams stories, man.
Darrent Williams?
Darrent Williams, yeah.
Oh, my God. Man, this dude, man. Yeah, you took me back there. So, this dude was so talented. Yeah. Let me tell you, I'll give you a good list of things that I remember about him. I never forget that first off season after his rookie year. He had a decent year, but everybody expected him to come back and do his thing.
Right.
He's a second round pick, I don't play with several corners at this point in my career. So when he comes back that off season, I'm just watching him do drills. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta step it up. Like you go last. You go last. And I wanted him to go last just so I could see him. Because I do my little thing, we going through our DB drills. Mm-hmm. And this was when cats used to show up in the off season, like religiously.
Right.
I'm like, man, this one here. I mean, he made me work harder, dog. So think about it.
Your toes.
He had me on my toes. And, I just come off a great year. 8 picks. Like, I just balled. So I'm like, okay. And I promise you, that offseason is what really got me to 10 picks. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Because that next year, man, it was just like, dog, I was just fast. I was just ready, dog. Physically, I was just so ready for the game. There was nobody I thought could beat me. And statistically, I had one of the best years for a corner. So it was people like him, man, that pushed me, because they were always bringing young guys in to take your spot. Like, I always felt like it was that way. And maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But I felt like, man, they drafted 3 corners this year. They weren't all high draft picks, but they still drafted 3 corners. And, you know, I wasn't in the mindset, oh, we always need corners at that part of my career. It was just, you know, damn, they got 3 corners. Let me step my game up. But when I saw him play, I'm like, you know, when we had our good times, but that offseason, them little jokers pushed me, man, and especially him. Yeah, he was a dog, boy.
All right,
missed that little fella.
Yeah, I know, man. It seemed like he touched a lot of people, man. He was a good guy.
He did.
Good guy. Yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah. People don't react that way unless you really, like, you know, rub them the right way, right? Like, he just gave a good impression of himself. Smiling little dude, just hard worker, but also got an attitude, you know, not in a negative way, just
the dog in him.
Yeah, he's just a dog, man. He remind me of you a little bit, you know. you gotta appreciate that passion. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
man,
sure.
I was happy to play with somebody like that, because I never really played with somebody like that.
Right. And that's why I like to tell a lot of people too. A lot of athletes that's 5 stars or been 5 stars their whole life, you can't really understand what an underdog been through. You know what I mean? Because they've been, you know, you've been looked at your whole life. Underdog done fought through this crack, got this crack, barely got this, man. Barely got that. So when we get here, it's like, oh man, like, you know, it's all type of stuff going on, man.
Yeah, man. He was 5'8", 5'9", so you know, he always had to be scrappy, and you know, I love that about him.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Now we gotta get some predictions on the way out, man. Predictions, man. We got Georgia versus Alabama going down this weekend, right? Number 2.
Yeah, we do.
Number 2 versus number 4. What we got?
Well, no, as you know, I'm not picking against my dogs. But I'll tell you what, like, Bama's scary though. They scary because that quarterback looking better and better every week.
Get better and better, right?
Yeah, he don't just take off running like he always do, but he can. It's like, man, I hate running quarterbacks. I know you played them.
Right.
I hate them with a passion.
Prediction: 14-3, 14-13, 21-6. What you got?
I'm gonna say 27-24. We're going to reverse that score from the SEC championship game. We're going to get the dub.
27-24. Go Dogs.
Yeah. We haven't given up a touchdown this year either, so they might score their first touchdown this year.
I got to give a shout out to the Dogs, Georgia track team, Coach Carol, man. Let her know I got Champ, my daughter, going up there on a visit, man. She coming after my daughter hard, man. So
track,
Carol, we bringing it in together. We bringing it in closer. We bringing it in.
Okay. Hey, track, right?
Yeah, track, run the hurdles and stuff like that.
Hurdles? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Hurdles.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What events did you run in high school?
I did a long jump. Well, in college, I did a long jump. In high school, I did everything, all the jumps.
Really? In college?
Yeah. I had the indoor long jump record for about 20 years. So somebody broke it about 5 years ago. Yeah.
So that kept you super explosive for the combine and all the way, like, you know what I mean, up to the NFL, because
like this, like, I ended up running track every winter. Like, my coach let me run track, and fortunate enough for me, man, track made me fast. Like, so I was always explosive. Always, it's coming back to spring ball. Like, I was just always, and then right before I got drafted, I ran track a little bit.
Really?
I ran just right before, because I mean, they depended on me because we didn't have jumpers like that. So I was like, I'm gonna go out here, but I ended up tweaking my hamstring right before the combine. Turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because I didn't want to work out at the combine anyway. So I had a legitimate reason at this point.
Yeah. You wasn't lying. You were telling the truth.
Nah, I was rated number 1 corner coming out, but it was, people still want to push you and make you do things you don't really want to do, or they ain't necessary. So
that's one of the things I regret. If I could have ran track, but I was a slow guy. I didn't get my puberty to like 17, 18, and I got a little growth spurt, but I was slow and not really put together. So, man, if I could have ran track, I was known as being slow my whole life. That would have changed things for me. That would have changed things.
How the hell you gonna play corner and being slow? So we know that was a fad.
Right, for sure. You can't do that, for sure.
Yeah, man. Can't do it.
So, yeah, man. Man, peace and blessings to the brother Champ Bailey. We thank him for coming through, say what needs to be said. Shout out to the chat. Y'all was lit today. Appreciate you, brother. Anytime you want to holler at me, hit me up, brother.
Yeah, man. I'll be in touch. I appreciate you, man. Definitely good talking to you. Let's stay connected, man. We got to look out for each other. So.
Yeah, I be in Georgia too sometimes, so we catch some dinner or something, hook up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I'll be chilling, bro. Like,
yeah, me too. I know you chill like I chill. You know what I mean?
We gonna talk, boy. All
right,
boy.
brother.
Love you, bro.
All right, love you, bro. Be easy.
Be easy.
Yeah. Go ahead, exactly. Man, was that a great interview or what? The legendary Champ Bailey in the building, man. Shout out to the chat. Y'all was lit. Everybody came through, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all share the chat, share the live. Man, next week we're going for Darius Slay. We're going for CJ Gardner. We're going for Michael Parsons. We're going for a lot of people we're going to be bringing on. We're going to have some fun. You know, everybody love that energy. Everybody love that say what needs to be said energy that we bring, baby. We ain't coming down dead. We not, you know what I mean? We coming with energy. When you come to say what needs to be said, baby, I don't know how your life was before you came on, but we gonna crank it up. We gonna talk about some things, you know what I mean? But that was fun, man. That was informal. I was very surprised to understand our journeys of learning the technique because I understand and he understands there's no right or wrong, right? There's no book except for you go purchase the art of interception. That I finally came out with a book of how the technique should be properly played. You understand like that? But you know, if you want you a cornerback to go get you 10 interceptions, y'all go get the art of interception right now, and everything is good. Man, but that was fun, man. I had a great time, man. Say what it needs to be said. Chat, how y'all doing, man? Yeah, that was a great story from Darrent Williams, man. Always a scrappy guy. Usually the shorter cornerbacks are scrappy like that. But yeah, Champ Bailey, shout out to Champ. I'm going to see y'all win tomorrow night. We got Thursday night football. Who's going down? It's going down. We got Thursday night football. Then we got Saturday. We got UCF versus Colorado. Colorado coming to my school. Yeah. And you know UCF going to take care of it. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm going biased this week, baby. I'm talking about Colorado like they ain't nothing because they coming to town to play UCF. Say what needs to be said. Mr. Pick 6. We out. Salute.